Hello everyone, welcome to Astro Science. So today I'm back again with yet another new video. So today I'm going to discuss regarding a very interesting and very demanding topic, that is what is the timing of marriage, how to know the timing of marriage according to Vedic astrology. It may happen that you are well established in your career, you are highly successful, and at the same time you have attained the marriageable age and now you want to get married with your life partner. So what is the timing of marriage? How to know when are you going to get married? Is it early? Is it delayed? And when? Which year? Which month? What is the time? How to understand and how to know it? In this video I will be discussing regarding what are the parameters has to be kept in mind and how to judge the timing of marriage in your life. So come, let's get started. So how to understand? Now check your second house, 7th house and 11th house, because 2, 7, 11 are the primary houses of marriage. Anytime the time period of 2nd lord, 7th lord or 11th lord comes, you can get married during those times, means Mahadasa, Antardasa or Pratyantardasa. Or suppose any planet is sitting in your 2nd house, 7th house or 11th house, or aspecting your 2nd house, 7th house or 11th house, then the time period of those planets can also give you marriage. Like suppose Mercury is sitting in your 11th house, then the time period of Mercury can give you marriage. Or suppose Jupiter is sitting in your 2nd house, then the time period of Jupiter can also give you marriage. Okay. Now suppose any planet is getting conjunct with your 2nd lord, 7th lord or 11th lord, then the time period of that planet can also give you marriage. So you can understand that how important is 2nd house, 7th house and 11th house. So by position, aspect, conjunction, any planet is attached with 2, 7, 11 can give you marriage during the time period of that planet. Okay. Now what is the second rule? Second rule, you have to check that the first house, that is the lagna, means any planet sitting in your lagna is aspecting your 7th house of marriage. So anytime any planet is sitting in your first house, okay, then the time period of that planet means Mahadasa, Antardasa or Pratyantardasa can give you marriage. Not only that, the Mahadasa, Antardasa or Pratyantardasa of your lagna lord, means first house, first lord, can also give you marriage. Now what is the condition of your lagna, what is the condition of your first house and 7th house, that is the 1-7 axis, can actually denote that when your marriage is going to actually be, means early marriage, late marriage, delayed, how much delayed. Okay, now suppose your marriage is getting delayed, it may happen that your marriage is getting delayed, but when the time will come, what is the exact timing, that can be understood by all these combinations. So you must check the condition of your first house and the first lord, and which other planets are aspecting the 7th house from the first house. Okay. Now suppose any planet is sitting with your first house, first lord. Like suppose it may happen that your first lord is Mercury. For Gemini ascendant, Mercury becomes the first lord. Now suppose Mercury is sitting with Venus, then the Mahadasa, Antardasa or Pratyantardasa of Venus can give you marriage, because it is attached with your first house with first lord Mercury. Okay. Now another rule, check the condition of your 8th house. See, normally when we talk about the 8th house is a very dreaded dusthana when we talk about that, but in case of marriage it becomes the house of Mangalya for the female horoscope. Not only that, it is the house of longevity of marriage. Okay, so 8th house becomes very important regarding the timing of marriage. Anytime the Dasa, Mahadasa, Antardasa, Pratyantardasa in the Vimso study system, suppose the time period of your 8th lord comes, then that can also give you marriage. Anytime by position, aspect or conjunction any other planet is attached with the 8th house, then the time period of that planet can also give you marriage, provided that you have attained the marriageable age according to the Deskal Patra. Okay. if everything is supporting, then this can also be a very crucial factor regarding the timing of your marriage. Okay, now last but not the least, in fact it is the most significant one, it is the most special one, that check your fifth house. Fifth house is the house of your purva punya, it is the house of your progeny. So if the position of your fifth lord and the dignity of your fifth house, if it is very good, and the significator of your fifth house is Jupiter, so fifth house, fifth lord and Jupiter, if these three, all these things are well dignified in your chart, then you will definitely have a timely marriage, you will definitely have a very good marriage, because due to your purva punya, due to your past life good karmas, you will be getting good results in this life. It may be in the form of your marriage, it may be in the form of your good progeny, good spouse, and a very good happy life. Okay, now suppose the dasa, antardasa or pratyantar dasa of your fifth lord is going on, or Jupiter is going on, then that can also signify the timing of your marriage. So with this I will also attach Venus, Jupiter, Moon and Rahu. Why Venus? Venus is the significator of your marriage. It is the natural significator. So anytime the time period of Venus comes, and according to this Kalpatra, you have attained the marriageable age and you are well successful, you are now getting ready to get married. So Venus will be a very important factor in deciding your timing of marriage. Venus can give you the proper marriage. Regarding Jupiter, I will say that Jupiter is the significator of dharma, significator of your fifth house, ninth house, and not only that, Jupiter is also considered as the husband for the female horoscope. It is also the factor for the stability of your marriage. Okay, so Jupiter can also give you married life in a very timely manner, if provided that it is getting the dasa, antardasa or pratyantar dasa in your life in correct time. Let us talk about moon. You see, moon is the mind, manas. Okay, not only that, back in the days, the ancient astrologers or the ancient sages, they used to check regarding the position of moon. If moon is well placed, they used to say that the person is going to have a very good married life. Okay, so the dasa of moon is very essential, because moon is your mind. Where your mind is, if your moon is well dignified, well settled in your chart, then definitely your mind is full of light. Okay, so now you are going to get married in a proper successful way. So the dasa of moon is very important regarding the timing of marriage, I will say. Another thing is Rahu. If Rahu is unafflicted, then Rahu also gives timely marriage. Now, depending upon the disposition of Rahu, now suppose Rahu is attached with your 7th lord or 7th house or aspecting your 7th house, then there may be some unusualness in your marriage. But normally in the dasa, antardasa or pratyantar dasa of Rahu, marriage happens in normal time, because it speeds up the process. Okay, now it may happen that you have got the proper dasa, it may happen that you have got a proper marriageable age, but in that dasa period, what is the exact time, that has to be understood through the transit. So regarding transit, I will say that anytime your 2nd lord, 7th lord and 11th lord is transiting the 2nd house, 7th house or 11th house, then that time can be the timing of your marriage. Okay, another original research regarding the transit of planets and how it will decide the timing of your marriage was done by Ken Rao sir. He did one original research and found out that the double transit of Jupiter and Saturn can actually be a very crucial deciding factor regarding the timing of marriage. By his research, he found out that anytime the transit Jupiter or Saturn is aspecting your 1st house or 1st lord, 7th house or 7th lord, or transiting the first house or seventh house, then that particular time or that particular duration can actually initiate the marriage process, or that moment or that particular period you can actually get married. Okay, that was a very beautiful original research by Ken Rauser. He did another research on this particular topic, is that anytime the transit Jupiter is aspecting the natal Venus for male's horoscope and natal Mars for female's horoscope, then that particular time can also be very important period for the timing of your marriage. Okay, so these are the factors which we have to keep in mind while looking into your horoscope. So you understood that how the dasa and transit play their games, because for a native it may happen that there is a combination for early marriage, and for someone else may happen that he or she have the combination for late marriage. But what is the time of marriage, that will be understood through dasa and the transit. So you have to check the chart in a very proper manner in order to understand that how to go through and get the exact time of marriage. Okay, so if you have liked this video, then press the like button and share it to your near and dear ones. And if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe to the channel and tap onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. And your comments are always welcome, and stay in touch, because I will be sharing many more videos like this on different topics on Vedic astrology. So till then, that's it from my side. So I'm signing off today, thanking you, bye bye.